Now let's head to China, where a man whose wife killed herself and their 2 children after he allegedly faked his own death for an insurance payout has surrendered to police. It's been one of the most read stories on our website all day. Well, Kerry Allen keeps across the Chinese media for BBC Monitoring and brought me this update a little bit earlier on.
It's a really tragic story. So this husband, basically a couple with 2 children in China, he decided he was going to fake his own death back in September. There were huge debts in the family. They'd got these huge online debts. So in September, he rented a car and drove it into a river and just vanished, just went off the map for 17 days. He didn't tell his wife, and literally she thought he died. So she wrote a suicide note and she killed herself by jumping in the same river and taking her 2 children with her. So it's absolutely devastating. And the husband since reappeared. He's been filmed a video of him crying and kowtowing, and the police have taken him in, not for her death, but to investigate him for fraud and for damage to property. So this is a story that's generated a lot of discussion online. The story was only reported at the beginning of this week, but people have been talking about it still today. They think it's a horrific story.
And what has the husband said about his thinking and the fact that he didn't mention it to his wife?
Well, this is a bit sketchy. The husband says that he was saving money for one of their children who had a medical condition. But there's a bit of a debate that's opened up because some media are saying that he had an extravagant lifestyle. His family are saying that it was the wife that had an extravagant lifestyle, but the wife's family are saying that it's the other way around, and it's all got very confusing. I mean, there's some media reports saying that while the husband was basically off the grid, he was taking out loans with banks online, and he was taking loans through kind of loan sharks. I mean, we don't know how credible these reports are, but a lot of people on social media have been saying that they've seen the video of him kind of kowtowing and crying, and they're asking whether it's sincere. So they're saying that they think it could even have been a possibility that his family were trying to get the payout for themselves. And so it's a very, very complex story, but also a very sad one. And some people on social media have been saying that this is like the worst thing that you could, there are some things that, you read and your heart just kind of stops.
So not much sympathy for the husband on social media?
Not at all, no. So people are saying that he almost has a record of lying. He lied to his wife about the fact he was going to fake his own death. He then lied to insurance companies. He lied to loan sharks. So they're saying that they don't really trust him. But there are some people who say that they do have a certain amount of sympathy, or they kind of, they're seeing this as a kind of, it's such a sad story that they're saying that you have to look at the sadness to it, that this is... this man's actions have basically destroyed 2 families.
Has it sparked any conversations about financial pressures, family life within China itself?
Oh, absolutely, yes. A lot of people are saying that this kind of thing could only happen to China's poorest. So one media report says that the wife had actually some money in the first place because when she'd married her husband, she'd managed to get compensation for being for a demolition order. So when people in China... there's going to be development in an area. They can get compensation for for being made to forcibly move. So there have been reports saying that she actually had some money in the first place. There are people saying that it is the possibility that this man was genuinely saving for his child and was just so desperate that this is all he could think to do.
And that was Kerry Allen from BBC Monitoring. She keeps across all of the Chinese media for us, often pops down to speak to us here on OS.